Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I'm going to bring you some Roast Master X gameplay playing Sub Rogue, Arcane Mage, Discipline Priest. I know they've been playing this composition quite a bit on European realms recently, so I wanted to try it out on North American realms, and I am playing with my boy, Mike Hogman, aka Cartoonz, and we are fighting a Resto Shaman, Shadow Priest, and a Balanced Druid. Right away, like this game was a struggle. This game was an absolute struggle, and a lot of our games are kind of a struggle, but we were still pulling off wins because Arcane Mage has such big bursts. And if we get some nice cross CC, a lot of big bursts, then we can still win games. The comp felt a little clunky, but this was our first time playing it, so maybe that's why my stream was dropping a couple frames here right at the start. But right away, just to pause, we have a full sap on to the Balanced Druid, a cheap shot on to the Shadow Priest, and a full Mark for Death Kidney onto the Resto Shaman to start it off with nice triple CC. The reason we're doing this is because the Shaman has no Earth Shield, so we get that triple CC, popping Dance, Cold Blade, Symbols, Gormaz, a lot of burst onto the Shaman. He does Trinket Link. Does he pop Wall? Doesn't look like it. But he does just Trinket, Link, and Earth Shield himself. The Boomkin trinkets the opener as well, pops that Incarnation, and the Shadow Priest and the Boomkin, this is their time to shine. We get that full sheep onto the Resto Shaman. I'm stun DRing the Priest, stun DRing the Boomkin, and I blind the Shaman after that polymorph. The blind does break, a little unfortunate. Come over to the Boomkin, try to kick that clone. He does fake me, so I blood all silence it, spreading a little bit more damage back to the Priest. Then I step Kidney the Shaman once again, kind of synergize that with Cartoonz, like when are you ready to step Kidney? Then boom, he does wall there. So we got Trinket Link the first go, we got wall the second go. So Shaman is definitely a kill option, right? He has no Trinket, he has no wall, he has no Link available. I think Priest might still have life swap if he's not playing Psyfiend. Haven't really kept a note on that quite yet, but they're getting a lot of pressure. This is scary time for us. We do have stun DRs up, so if I do want to go for a vanish, some type of triple stun play, we can do that. But my mage is forced into his ice block because he is so low HP. I do stun the world right here, trinket that. Get some dots up onto the Priest, full Kidney bomb the Priest, and he does Trinket. The reason I didn't go Shaman here is because he still has that Earth Shield, and Earth Shield is just such a good cooldown right now. You can't really just kill someone through Earth Shield. It's not really possible in the meta unless you're just training them down, but you can't burst them down in Earth Shield, right? So there is a big difference there. Now the Earth Shield is onto the Priest. The Shaman has no Trinket for 33 seconds. That means we can do a Shaman swap if we want to. I call that we should just jump down so that we can go on the pillar, and my team decides that is a good idea. So we kind of jump down. We are on the pillar. Shaman has no Trinket for 22 seconds. Doesn't have Earth Shield available. Now that we're down, we're going to have much better positioning. So right here, I cheap shot the Balanced Druid. The Priest isn't in any CC, but we want to keep an eye on that, and I full Kidney the Shaman with no Earth Shield and no Trinket for 17 seconds. So this is kind of our time to one-shot, popping everything into him, get that Gormaz, get the restun, and Cartoonz absolutely destroys that guy with me, and we do take the Shaman out. So first swap, we got Trinket Link. Second swap, we got that wall. Third swap, we do manage to take him out. Nice little fix there on the positioning. I think we probably should have jumped down sooner. We probably could have played a little more defensively during the Druid Incarnation, and I probably could have peeled a little bit around the time when my mage had to ice block. But other than that, pretty cool game. So as I walk you guys through these Roast Master X games, a lot of it, I want to show you guys what we did well and kind of how we built up to our kill, but also a lot of my own personal mistakes, because I'm definitely still improving a lot on Rogue. I would still call myself a new Rogue player, so I'm still learning a lot of the intricacies of the class. Right away, I have the Combat Indicator add-on, so I see the Priest is out of combat, even though the Hunter is in combat, and I sap the Priest immediately. And I think here, we want to go Hunter, but we also want to do a lot of Feral swaps, so either one's really a kill target. But if we're only chasing the Hunter or only chasing the Feral, I think it's bad. Right away, we get the humans. We get the Hunter's human trinket rather, and the pet sack and the deterrent. So a lot of cooldowns here from the Hunter right away. The Feral Druid now is still off stun here. He pops Incarnation, so I should be stunning the Feral Druid right now, and I'm not. I noticed that I'm not doing it, so that's my mistake. Like right now, if anything, I should either do a go with a dance on the Druid, or I should just vanish and open on the Druid, keep him stun locked just to keep the pressure off of my mage. So that's really a huge fault on my part that I'm not peeling the Druid. Well, now here I'm in a Root, and here I'm in a Wyvern, so I can't move, and then here I'm now in a Fear, so I still haven't played. I do eventually get back, and I full Kidney the Hunter. Once again, though, not a single stun on this Feral quite yet. I mean, the last 20 seconds I've been in CC, but besides that, okay, now I finally get the stun, so that's good. Thumbs up, Roast Master. I'm glad that you peeled now. Could have came a little bit sooner, though, if we got out of that CC. Priest into the sheep, into the resheep, into the fear, but once again I'm maimed. I'm just kind of sitting all of the CC. Do manage to get a restart though. The hunter's on stun for 5 more seconds, so can't really connect. Getting that full 5-point Nightblade though up onto the hunter, so I can start to burst him pretty hard when I get that full stun. Priest is in a trap though. Mage is getting quite low. I vanish sap the druid, so I'm actually not sure if that was... Yeah, he drops combat right here, and I actually noticed that on my combat indicator add-on. So I was like, whoa, the druid I guess is not in combat. So I sap him, and I just spam sap a couple of times. I put a cheap shot just to control that feral there. He had a dodge, so the saps didn't matter, but just to keep him in place, keep my mage up a little bit longer. Now I get a full kidney on to the hunter, and we get that full fear onto the feral and the priest. That was just a beautiful, you know, setup cross you see right there. The priest does trinket that full fear though. Hunter does survive. He pops ped sack as well, so we got ped sack and trinket from that go. We're slowly working through their cooldowns, but since the hunter is a human, he still has that normal trinket, and then by the time we force that normal trinket, he might have his human trinket back up. So that's the strength of human, guys. They almost always have a trinket when they need it. His mage is getting very low. I do blind the priest there on the mass dispel, so he doesn't mass dispel my mage out of his ice block. Next time I can connect on to the hunter, it could be his trinket. But look at this, guys. I noticed the feral trinkets the fear. We want to go on the target that has no trinket because, you know, we can kill them either in a bomb or just in a 100-0 kill window instead of just going on the hunter for what, another trinket. And that, but he also has his human trinket coming back up soon, so then he'll have another trinket and then another trinket and then a kill, right? So it's very far until we actually get to kill this hunter. But we get that sheep. Feral druid's definitely a target that I want to go onto, get the stuns onto him. The priest is in a sheep. We have this cross you see right here, the sheep and the cheap shots, and the feral's taking so much damage. Have a restun on him. Hopefully there's the restun, and he does go down with just a Blood Elf Silence following that polymorph onto the Discipline Priest. So I guess what we learned from this game is, 1, I could pee a little bit better on the feral. 2, I need to really keep an eye out on trinkets. When we get that trinket cooldown, that's the guy that we want to swap to. And a lot of people in the comments always ask me, what is the best target to kill? What should we be focusing on, RMP versus jungle? Well, it depends on who uses their cooldowns. If priest runs out in the open, doesn't have trinket, and doesn't have pain sup, you could even kill a priest. And I wouldn't really recommend it, but that could be an option. If feral still a trinket, hunter still a trinket, and priest didn't have either of his trinkets, had no pain sup, okay, well then priest becomes the best target, especially if he puts himself in a vulnerable situation. Hopping here into game 3, we have an RMP mirror. Their mage is playing Frost though, and keep the same thing in mind. Same rules apply here. They are all human, which is so painful because they have so many trinkets, but we can always just keep an eye on their trinkets and try to kill people through. A couple things I want to mention. So before this game starts, 1, they're all human, so they have 6 trinkets combined. If we go mage, we get trinket, okay? That's the cooldown that we're going to get. We go mage again, we get trinket again. You know, we go rogue, we get trinket. We go rogue again, we get trinket. We go mage again, we get priest trinket, and then the priest heals them. So, you know, they always have these trinkets, and I think, just as a side rant, I think that's why human is so bad for the game. Or orc relentless is really bad for the game too. Or even blood elf silence is really strong as well. And I'm a blood elf. You know, any of these racials I think really changes the pace of the game. I think racials should probably take a backseat in the next expansion. But anyway, talking more about this game, rant over. Sorry about that. Just had to get that on the table. I think we lost against this team previously, and what they did was, you know, we opened on their mage and their rogue opened on me. And I basically got completely peeled and it sucked. So this time I was like, all right, I'm going to wait for their rogue to open and then open on their rogue. And that's exactly what we do here. Rogue opens, I open on their rogue, get that cheap shot, rogue human trinkets. So if this rogue wasn't human and he trinketed this, I would be like, all right, kill rogue next and a bomb, we win. It's over. But since he's human, he's going to have another trinket in 28 seconds. So it's so scary. Trying to step kick that Evan Bolt. I actually do get faked there though. Have a Cloak of Shadows available if I need. Do get polymorphed. It looks like they wanted my mage, or at least at the start they wanted my mage. And right away we get the mage's block. We get that massive spell, and we have a ton of pressure onto this Frost mage, which is awesome. Rogue sitting in stealth just for a little bit longer. The reason he's sitting in stealth is because he doesn't want to die in that bomb, right? He used his human trinket. He has 7 seconds left until his other trinket comes off a cooldown. If he opens right now, I can kidney bomb him, or I guess I don't have kidney for 8, but I can just triple cheap shot bomb him, and we could just blow him up in that bomb. So he knows that. He's sitting in stealth. He's playing smart, and now in 3 seconds he has another trinket available, and now he does open. So it's really unfortunate that, you know, now he just has another trinket, so it's like too late to go on the rogue. So we're basically forced to go on the mage. But mage doesn't have trinket available. He already used one block. I get caught in the bomb, and my priest calls me to trinket and cloak of shadows here to keep myself alive. So trinket, cloak of shadows, pop that feint. Now the pressure hopefully will turn back around. My priest is still in some CC. They want to go on my mage, but they already used a lot of damage on me. Trying to stop this polymorph here. Doesn't look like I can quite get it. I vanished to try to get any type of peel here. Kidney shot the priest to try to get any follow CC. And I cheap shot the mage, cheap shot the rogue, and then I go back onto the mage. So this is just like completely controlling the situation, right? They're kind of going, I want to do a counter go, so we triple stun the enemy team to kind of get some type of counter pressure. I get another stun onto the mage, the fear goes out on the rogue, but we don't actually get any CC onto the priest right here. Okay, now we get that full polymorph. So now that we can get that full polymorph, it's good, but now our stun DR is on the mage, so the timing is a little bit off. It would have been better if we got the stuns when we got the sheep, or if we got the sheep when we got the stuns. Just it would have worked out a little bit smoother. I don't have trinkets, so that's something to keep in mind. I step to this mage, don't have kick available quite yet, trying to get some more damage out. Full blind the priest, and he trinkets immediately. So now the priest gets put into that half sheep, so he has no trinket. We have sheep them. The mage is off stun DR. He has no trinket for about 4 seconds. So if I want to like stun bomb him, that's definitely an option, but he does get pain subbed. So now we have the pain sub gone from the mage, but now the mage has another trinket available. So we're always kind of rotating through their defensive cooldowns. Get some stuns there onto the rogue. Targeting the mage again, getting that Nightblade up. He has Icy Veins available, you know, for a little bit longer. I love that grip there for my priest. We're playing defensive during their offensive cooldowns. If I can get a re-stealth to kind of start the chain here, we could win in our next go or two. This game's really back and forth, though. Trying to get a re-stealth here. I do get zapped. The dot does break it. I vanish, and I cheap shot to the priest, cheap shot the mage, cheap shot the rogue, a Nightblade onto the mage, re-cheap shot the mage, into a quarter cheap shot onto the mage. So much damage coming out of the mage, though. Sheep follows the cheap shot onto the priest, and we do manage to force the mage's ice block. So that's just complete control there. Completely stun down their entire team, bursting down the mage, getting those cooldowns. Very, very well played here by our team, controlling everything to force that second ice block from the mage. So now the mage has 0 out of 2 ice blocks. Rogue has no trinket. We still could kill the rogue in a bomb if we wanted to, but I think he might have human trinket coming back up soon. So humans, man, jeez, yikes. Anyway, we can still go back onto the mage. Now he does have a trinket available, but he has no ice blocks available. Next big CC chain, we could definitely take this game. I'm in a little bit of trouble though. My priest gets full fear. Looks like he wills it. My mage does get sheeped. I kidney shot onto the priest, and I want to go onto the mage here. Don't have a step for a couple more seconds. See if we can follow that CC chain. Don't let that polymorph quite get off. I do have kick available. I pop that Nightblade onto the mage. Let's see what we do here. Any follow-up CC. I have sapped the priest there. Stun the mage. I have one more DR. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. Mage gets very low, 20%. Does use that trinket. So now the mage pretty much has no defensive cooldowns left. Polymorph's being casted. I do get polymorph there. Nice mass invis by my mage, keeping it so my priest doesn't get CC. I don't get any follow CC onto me. I vanish here. I'm targeting the rogue, and I realize that he actually drops combat right there. So I actually get the sap on the rogue mid-match, re-sap the rogue, actually cheap shot the rogue, getting that nice control out on this game. If I can kidney shot the priest and go on the mage, this could be GG. Let's see what we do here. We cheap shot the priest. I don't have a step available quite yet, but I do connect to this mage eventually. That Ebon Bolt does follow. Might have been able to dance cheap shot that Ebon Bolt actually to stop that, because my mage, you know, is forced to use his ice block, but we are still a little bit ahead. We go back on the mage. He has no ice blocks available. He has no trinket available, but he does have that human trinket available. So this would have been GG a lot sooner if he didn't have these constant trinket. Like, that would have been 100% game there if he didn't have human trinket available. So human trinket keeping him alive once again, but we're trying to reset the pace of this match. I do get polymorphed, re-polymorphed, trying to get that, you know, reset, re-stealth. Another beautiful grip there by my priest, pulling me back, letting us reset. In this game, I didn't realize, but it's so back and forth. We have very low cooldowns, but they have very low cooldowns. Mage has trinket back in a couple seconds here. We get that full polymorph onto the priest, triple stun the mage, so much damage coming out. Cheap shot to the rogue, and then the mage does go down. So the mage had another trinket at the end of that game. The human, guys, if anything else, if you like didn't take anything away from this video, is human is crazy. Human needs to be stopped. It's the same thing with Orc Relentless. It's the same thing with Blood Elf Silence. They're all kind of OP in their own way, but this is one testament of why racials are... It's just crazy how much it impacts the game. We would have won this game so much sooner in so many different ways if they didn't have these constant trinkets to constantly get out. But I don't want this to be a rant video about, you know, how I don't like the game, because I do like the game. This was really fun. All of these games were really fun. I had a great time playing with Mike Hogman, aka Cartoonz. Hopefully we can play some Arcane Sub Discipline Priest more in the future. Had a fantastic time playing, guys. Thumbs the video up if you liked this video. Thumbs the video down if you didn't like the video. Talk to me in the comments about what you guys think about racials in PvP. Is this human thing just like so insane, or am I a little crazy and I need to not really focus on it as much? Or, you know, I'm not just saying humans. I guess I really emphasize humans, but, you know, orcs, blood elves, humans, you know, any of these races. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!